Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been applying for jobs, sending out dozens of resumes, but the moment you hit the interview stage, everything comes to a grinding halt, you are in the exact right place today. Welcome to episode 11. As you already saw in our thumbnail, today we are diving deep into how you can crack your next interview like an absolute pro. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell and leave a like if you're ready to land your dream job.
That's right, Zara. Interviews can be incredibly nerve-wracking. But at the end of the day, interviewing is just a skill. And like any other skill, it can be mastered with the right strategy. Today, we aren't just giving you the generic dress well and arrive on time advice. We are breaking down 10 core, deep dive strategies that will completely change how you approach hiring managers and corporate recruiters. Grab a notepad because we have a lot of practical ground to cover.
Let's start with the foundation. Research. The biggest mistake most candidates make is just spending 5 minutes memorizing the About Us page or the company slogan right before walking into the room. Interviewers can spot that lack of depth from a mile away. You need to dig much deeper. Look up their recent press releases. Read about their current quarterly challenges. Understand who their main competitors are, and stalk their company culture on LinkedIn. When you understand the ecosystem they operate in, your answers naturally sound more mature and aligned.
Exactly, Zara. You have to look for the gaps they're trying to fill. For example, if you find out through an industry article that the company is trying to expand its user base into international markets, you can strategically weave that into your answers. When they ask a question, you can say, I noticed you are expanding into EMEA regions, and in my past role, I handled cross-border compliance. Boom! You instantly shift from a generic job seeker to a strategic partner who is already thinking about their future growth.
Behavioral questions are those tricky prompts like, tell me about a time you had a conflict with a manager, or describe a situation where a project failed. To answer these without rambling, you must master the STAR method: situation, task, action, and result. You structure your answer like a story. First, set the scene, situation. Next, explain the challenge or goal, task. Then detail the exact steps you took to handle it, action. And finally, share the measurable outcome, result. It keeps your answer structured, logical, and highly professional.
I cannot stress the importance of that last letter, R for result, enough, Zara. A lot of candidates get so caught up in explaining the drama or the problem that they completely forget to mention how it ended. Always end your story on a positive, quantifiable note. Use numbers wherever possible. Don't just say, we fixed the problem. Say, by implementing a new tracking spreadsheet, we reduced project delays by 22% and delivered the product 3 days ahead of schedule. Numbers build instant credibility.
This is almost always the opening question of any interview, and it sets the narrative arc for the rest of the conversation. Unfortunately, most people respond by reading their resume back to the interviewer line by line, or worse, talking about their childhood and hobbies. The interviewer doesn't want to know that you love hiking. They want to know your professional value proposition. Think of this answer as a 90-second commercial trailer of your career, broken into 3 neat parts: present, past, and future.
Yes, keep it tightly framed. Start with the present. I am currently a senior developer specializing in scalable architecture, where I lead a team of 4. Then transition to the past. Before this, I spent 3 years refining my skills in cloud data management, where I successfully migrated 2 legacy systems. Finally, pivot to the future. While I love my current role, I'm looking to apply my expertise to a fast-growing tech firm like yours, which is why I'm so excited about this specific opportunity. It's clean, relevant, and bridges perfectly into the job description.
Many people don't realize that the job description is literally a cheat sheet given to you by the hiring manager. They are spelling out exactly what hurts them and what they desperately need. Before your interview, print out that job description and highlight the recurring keywords, specific tools, and action verbs they use. If they use the word cross-functional collaboration 3 times, that is a massive hint. Your goal during the interview is to naturally embed those exact phrases into your dialogue.
It acts like a psychological trigger, Zara. When the interviewer hears you use their internal vocabulary, their brain flags you as a cultural and technical fit. If the description emphasizes a fast-paced, data-driven environment, don't just say you are a hard worker. Say, I thrive in data-driven environments where fast-paced decision-making is key. It shows you speak their language. You are proving that your workflow aligns seamlessly with how their team already operates on a daily basis.
Let's pivot to how you present yourself physically, because communication is heavily reliant on nonverbal cues. Even if you have the best answers prepared, if you are slouching, avoiding eye contact, or fidgeting with a pen, you project insecurity or lack of interest. Sit up straight, but don't look rigid. Keep your hands open and visible. It subconsciously signals honesty. If it's an online video interview, make sure your lighting is good, your background is clean, and you look presentable from head to toe.
To add to that, Zara, for virtual interviews, there is a golden rule. Look directly at the camera lens, not at the interviewer's face on your screen when you are speaking. When you look at the lens, it appears to them like you are making direct, confident eye contact. Also, pay attention to the pacing of your voice. When we get nervous, our adrenaline spikes and we tend to speak incredibly fast. Force yourself to take a deep breath before answering, use deliberate pauses, and speak with a calm, measured cadence.
At the end of the interview, you will inevitably hear, "Do you have any questions for us?" Saying, "No, I think we covered everything," is an absolute deal breaker. It signals a lack of passion or curiosity. This is your moment to flip the script and evaluate them just as much as they are evaluating you. You want to ask sophisticated, open-ended questions that force the interviewer to step out of their robotic script and think deeply about their own role and company culture.
Exactly. Don't ask basic questions that could be looked up on Google, like, what are your office hours? Instead, ask high-value, role-specific questions. For example, what does success look like in the first 90 days for the person who takes this role? Or what is the biggest operational roadblock your team is currently trying to overcome? These questions are incredibly powerful because they force the hiring manager to mentally picture you working in the job, solving their real-world problems.
Sooner or later, you will encounter a technical question or a brain teaser that completely catches you off guard, and you won't know the answer. The worst thing you can do here is panic, freeze up, or try to bluff your way through it. Experienced interviewers can spot a fake answer instantly, and lying ruins your integrity. Instead, view this as an opportunity to showcase your transparency, honesty, and analytical framework under high-pressure scenarios.
Right on, Zara. The secret here is to talk through your thought process out loud. You can say, "That is an excellent question. I haven't encountered this specific issue in my past projects, but if I were faced with it, my first step would be to isolate the variables. Then I would look at the data logs and check X, Y, and Z." The interviewer often cares far less about you knowing the exact textbook answer and far more about seeing how your brain logically structures a solution when things go wrong.
The interview process doesn't end when you leave the office or click Leave Meeting. The post-interview phase is just as critical for maintaining momentum. Within 24 hours of your interview, you must send a personalized thank you email to every single person who interviewed you. This isn't just a polite formality. It is a strategic touchpoint to reinforce your brand, showcase your professionalism, and keep your application fresh at the top of their mind.
And please, do not send a generic template that looks like it was generated by AI or copied from a basic career blog. Personalize it. Mention a specific topic or a lighthearted moment you shared during the conversation. For example, I really enjoyed our deep dive into how your team handles data migration, and it further solidified my excitement about joining the team. This shows you were highly engaged, attentive, and know how to build genuine professional relationships.
Let's talk about money. The salary expectations question is a high-stakes corporate chess match. If you state a number that is too low, you undervalue yourself and leave thousands on the table. If you shoot too high without grounding it in market value, you risk pricing yourself completely out of the running. Before you walk in, you must do rigorous research on platforms like Glassdoor, Payscale, and LinkedIn Salary to know the exact market rate for your experience level and region.
When the question comes up, try to deflect gracefully first by putting the ball back in their court. You can say, I am flexible and open to a competitive compensation package, but I'd love to know what budget range you have allocated for this role. If they force you to give a number, never give a single fixed figure. Always provide a well-researched, realistic range of about 10K to 15K variance, and state that the final number depends on the total benefits package, including health, equity, and bonuses.
Finally, let's talk about the emotional reality of job hunting: rejection. You can do everything perfectly, follow all the steps we mentioned, and still receive an automated rejection email. It hurts, but you cannot take it as a reflection of your personal self-worth. Hiring decisions depend on dozens of internal variables you cannot control, like internal promotions, budget cuts, or nepotism. Treat every rejection not as a failure, but as redirection and a free practice run.
Beautifully said, Zara. Every single highly successful professional has a mountain of rejection letters behind them. Whenever you get rejected, reply with grace. Send a note saying, "Thank you for the update. While I'm disappointed, I'd love to stay connected for future opportunities." You'd be amazed how many people get hired months later because the first choice didn't work out, and they were remembered for their incredible attitude. Keep refining your pitch. You only need one yes to change your life.
And that brings us to the end of our 10 ultimate blocks to help you absolutely dominate and crack your next interview. Remember, preparation breeds confidence, and true confidence wins job offers. Go into that room knowing exactly what value you bring to the table.
We believe in you guys completely. Go out there, stay resilient, and get the career growth you deserve. If you found today's comprehensive guide helpful, please share this video with a friend or colleague who is currently on the job hunt. Don't forget to drop a comment below telling us which of these 10 blocks helped you the most. Thank you for tuning into episode 11, and we will catch you in the next one. Take care.